All right, so somebody had actually sent me this video from a Tozy about a TikTok family that their kid was taken away by CPS. I actually also found the core video, so we're gonna watch this as well after we do the Tozy video. So, but just check out these movements are a little interesting. Like a lot of, it's like me, like I'm talking, like it's crazy how all these things are going on. I'm sorry, I shouldn't make it fun of them. They seem very upset. But let's get the scoop on this poop.
Reminder to all family what we're covering today is a scary reminder to all family channels that you should be very careful with what you do and what you post of your children online, because overall this is just a horrible situation. It all revolves around the family of the TikToker by the name of Savannah Glembin. Her and her husband thought it was a brilliant idea to saran wrap their child and film it and post it on TikTok of him.
Why? What did they saran wrap his face? Because that would be really bad. I feel like we wouldn't even be able to. Oh, how old is this kid though? Wait, hold on.
You guys have no.
Shut! I don't want to listen to you.
I'm struggling to get out of the saran wrap while they were standing around and laughing at the kid. From what I could tell, this was some sort of punishment from the kid being rowdy, and for some reason, this was just posted on TikTok. I'm not going to show this clip because I'm not going to spread this any further for this.
That's a problem. I gotta go find it because the problem is you kind of need to see it to understand the context and get like a little bit of like an idea of the intentionality behind it.
Sake of the child. In the clip, the father even started like picking up the kid in the saran wrap and kind of like throwing him around on the bed, like playing around with him. Overall, it looked like the kid was just struggling and having a bad time. And now there's one thing to just do that to your kid. There's a whole nother thing when you do that to your kid and film it and then post it online for other people to.
Okay, I got some of it from this Philip DeFranco video.
Been taken down. There are so many stitches and reactions to this that we can still see it. With one of the stitches that got the most attention being from a user by the name of Aunt Karen Zero, who even says this feels—
Oh yeah, Aunt Karen, a really terrible content creator who doesn't care about anything that she says.
Like abuse. Right, so we see this young boy wrapped in saran wrap. He is falling. He seems very distressed. The text on the screen saying that he was
and his dad's in the military, so you know that kid's getting abused. Let's be real here, okay, guys? Let's be real. I'm just kidding. Okay.
A grumpy toddler. When you look at the top,
I mean, here's the thing. That independently, it seems really, like, I don't know why they would do that. If for a punishment, it would almost make it better if it was just for a TikTok prank. But if CPS was called, then I feel like it has to be more than that, no? Like, it has to be more than that. I would assume. Because that by itself, it doesn't look good, but it doesn't look CPS worthy. So there has to be more. Especially since apparently they lost the kid. Let me keep watching the Tozy video though.
Enjoy it. I've been very critical of family channels in the past, and this is definitely way over the line for what you should be posting on the internet. And we've seen a lot of sketchy stuff from family channels, ranging from Daddy-O-5, which was the worst, to 8 Passengers, to La Familia Diamond, the LeBrant family, and even elements of the Ace family. As a parent, your job is to protect your kids, not to wrap them up in saran wrap, have them struggle around, then film them and post it on the internet for everyone to see. It's disgusting. This video triggered enough backlash to where a bunch of people reported this to the CPS. And what happened next was the CPS showed up to their house and took away the kid, which is traumatizing for everyone involved. And what's sad about this situation is there is no win here at all. The family vloggers were being irresponsible with the kid. They posted themselves being irresponsible.
Yeah, I don't know. See, this is one of the problems. It's just from what I see there. It seems like the bigger... I wouldn't instantly assume that these parents are like bad parents. But what I do instantly assume, and it's possible that they are, right? I think this is a bad thing that they've done. But what I would assume, though, is that like social media attention is so addictive that like you do too much. You do way too much. That seems like a bit too much. Again, like I don't know what else is going on behind the scenes. If they're also like taking the kid seems excessive based on that specific thing alone. And the reason I say that is there must be more. Well, I would imagine. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe the person like, because I feel like it's so much harder to take away your kids from CPS and something like just like that. But it's definitely like there has to be something. It's a good thing that they got the CPS scare though, honestly. Because like you just shouldn't be doing that. That's so distressing for a kid. You know, I remember one time, like the only thing I can compare this to is one time I got myself stuck in a cabinet as a kid. I crawled in there and my mom like kind of laughed and took a picture and then helped me out, you know. But that's not anywhere near comparable to this. Like this is crazy. Like they wrapped the kid in saran wrap, and as a punishment, that's not like an appropriate punishment for a child either. You know what I mean? That's what I was saying before. It makes it like almost better if it was just like them thinking that it would have been funny, because you don't punish your kid by doing something like that. That's really bizarre behavior. It's just like it seems very over the line to me. So
responsible with a kid. And CPS reacted very quickly. And while that video is not a good video at all, I do not agree with CPS just outright removing the kid right away based off of only that video. I feel like that was an overreaction unless there was something else going on outside of that video. But the TikToker made this video after the CPS took the kid away from them. And I do want to add a trigger warning to this. This is not a fun topic at all. This is a really, really sad story for everyone involved.
I don't even know how I'm gonna start this. Right now, we're dealing with a situation.
All right, we're pretty much just, is he watching the whole thing pretty much? Oh, it seems like, yeah, we'll just keep watching.
Where Gunnar has been taken from us until CPS can evaluate our home. Because I posted a video of my husband and son playing. That video was construed in a way as to people thinking that we were abusing our child when Gunnar was like laughing and smiling, and it was just a funny thing that
I don't know about the laughing and smiling part. He seemed pretty upset to me. Okay.
Did because Gunnar was getting into like the stove that day and like tried putting a fork in a socket, and Hank like playfully wrapped him in clean wrap.
I don't know, man. Am I being gaslit? I could have swore that kid was crying. I'm sorry, but this is a big deal to me.
Beautiful bastard.
Hold on a second. I'd have to see that. Somebody keeps telling me that this video is better. You think the Leon Lush video is better? Maybe after. But it was more than just that, no? Like, it was a lot more than just like it was a fun little silly thing. The kid was like legitimately crying. Yeah, this kid is
falling. He seems very distressed.
He doesn't look like he's laughing about it. He looks really upset. And the thing that bothers me about it, yeah, that kid's crying, like whole crying. Okay, Jesus Christ.
He had room to move. Like, he looked like a little worm, like a little cucumber. It was at no point in...
you would have been better off being like, yeah, we fucked up. I'm sorry. We went too far for TikTok fame. And I would be like, okay, that's like, at least like, I get it. But that's a little unhinged. You're sitting here telling us, like, you're literally just telling us something that's not going on. You're just lying to us at this point. How are we supposed to interpret this information, you know? Just like outwardly lying to us. So interesting strategy.
In distress.
See, this is the massive issue of posting clips like this of your kid. The internet isn't aware of all the context around. All we see is a video of a kid struggling, and you guys kind of making fun of him while he's struggling and clearly not having a good time. How they even thought it was okay to post that to begin with is baffling to me. Let alone do it to the kid. But here we are. She's now posted that clip, and millions of people all around the world are worried for the kid.
Crying or anything like that. Like, we would never hurt our son. Like, we would never hurt our child. He's the best thing that has like ever happened to us. And like yesterday, so like I posted that video like 2 days ago, and like the response that it had gotten was positive. So like I didn't even know like that somebody had thought it was bad until yesterday when cops showed up at our door and separated us as a family. Like, we went down and like made our statements and thinking that like Gunnar was gonna like be returned to us that day. And then like CPS.
I'm trying to find I want to find like the actual video of like what's going on here, because maybe so this problem is that nobody has stitched it. Actually stitched it. So a stitch is when you directly stitch it to somebody. I want to see like the actual thing. Yeah, the kid's crying. Like I wish I could see the actual raw video, but most of it is just like a cut up part of it. But the kid doesn't look like he's happy and LOLing, fucking having fun. Looks like he's crying. So
has to do their investigation and see that our home is safe, and that we meant our child no harm. I don't know what to do.
This is an absolute nightmare for any parent, and a straight up self-report on their part. I guess this is what happens now that we live in the social media age. More sketchy behavior that parents do to their kids is now going to be brought up into the limelight simply because they wanted to post it themselves.
Whether to stay quiet or post a video or like private.
I don't think that's quite what it is, though. I think that they just wanted TikTok fame, and they did some dumb shit. Oh, Leon Lush shows the whole thing. We might watch it then.
My social media, because of the amount of hate that I'm getting, I don't know what the right thing is to do or to say. All I can say is that my son is so loved and cherished, and he's my miracle baby. Like, he's my...
Okay, hold on. I actually just want to switch to this one.
Child abuse, shot, edited, and uploaded by the parents to the internet without the presence of mind to pause and think for a second, maybe this is a terrible idea. That's what we're talking about today, courtesy of Savannah Glembin and their husband. Also courtesy of the person that emailed me this particular topic. I appreciate you. For a bit of context, Savannah is a 25-year-old ex-military influencer with over 1 million TikTok followers who has become a mom in the last year or two. She's been a full-time content creator for years. And by that, I mean...
Okay. If you didn't know, I made an OnlyFans last year after the world got...
Hey, base, you know what I mean? Okay, get your bag, I guess, girl.
hit with the pandemic, and I had no idea I would be as successful on that platform as I am now. Literally, I thought I would make $3,000 tops. In fact, I made $42,000 my first month and averaged around $25,000 a month since.
But, like many new moms, she saw the childbearing process and ensuing journey of motherhood as a prime opportunity to make more money by relentlessly using the child as a social media prop, I guess.
Yeah, listen, I'm just going to say, fundamentally speaking, I don't think that there's necessarily anything wrong with like making a content out of your kids, depending on how, like, what boundaries it pushes. Dude, this game's so fucking annoying. Either they give you way too much or way too little shit to fight. Anyway, I think it's okay to like film your kids and put some stuff up there every once in a while. I think it gets really fucked up when you start doing performative videos like this one, where you wrap your kid in saran wrap because you think it's like an LOL funny meme. That's a big problem. I think it's a big problem if you have your kid have too much of a relationship with the content, where they're like getting distressed over likes and views, or where you're setting things up. You're setting things up in like this performative way when you're like, it's getting in the way of your kid just being a person, a child. You know, those are when I think it becomes a big problem. So yeah.
This isn't uncommon, and I'm certainly not going to shame someone for sharing their journey of motherhood on social media, because there's only so much shame to go around, and her son is already accumulating all of it for his high school years once his friends find out what his mom was doing while she was pregnant with him. Okay. On the bright side, though, he'll be able to quickly assess what friends to cut ties with when he catches them sharing lewd vids in the group chat. I digress. Let's take a look at the video in question that stirred all this recent controversy this week.
He's definitely not laughing. Why would you say that he's laughing? I don't understand. Okay.
Now, I have a few thoughts here, and I'm just going to speak plainly because that's all I typically know how to do. This doesn't strike me as the worst thing on the planet. And before you go...
No, it doesn't. I don't think it's like by itself. It's like, you shouldn't have posted that. I wonder what Aunt Karen's per video is now. Now I'm curious. But if CPS did something, to me that means that there's a lot more going on. So let's see what this virtue signaling piece of shit said about it, if I can find her video on it. Let's see.
I want to offer a trigger warning because this feels like abuse.
Okay, they used a song on there. Yeah, the kid's obviously crying. Not a great video. Okay, grumpy toddler. Oh, I guess maybe he's crying because he's grumpy, but I doubt it. He seems pretty upset. Okay.
Is a vet. Her husband is in the military, and I'm sorry, I don't understand what's funny here.
Okay, I'm bored of her already. But okay, let's continue. Because it seems disproportionate for CPS to get involved over that.
Jumping down my throat, though, I'm not excusing it. I'm just desensitized because I've seen a lot of awful things online over the years.
I don't think that's true. I think it was more that like people are like, it's not ideal, but I wouldn't say it's like he's desensitized. I think the internet is overly sensitive sometimes. Like that's not a good thing that you should be doing with your kid. You shouldn't be like distressing your kid for content like that. So like I would say like my punishment would be like, you need to not put that video up, and you need to do better and stop fucking around too much, you know?
That said, I do think it's cruel because a 1-month-old doesn't know what the hell's going on here. He only knows his arms are trapped and he's being flopped around while his parents are giggling about it. It's probably emotionally distressing for the toddler, and the worst part is, it shows a complete lack of parental instincts that you're more worried about filming this kind of thing than you are about your toddler's comfort and emotional needs. And then to post it online is further evidence that there is melted jello where your brain should be. So while I do think this was callous and ignorant and you should be reprimanded, I probably wouldn't have called CPS over it.
No.
But that's why Reddit exists, because for some, this video was a crime against humanity. This should be reported to the authorities. This needs to be reported to police, and CPS needs to be called. Report for abuse! Contact Camp Pendleton NCIS and make a child abuse report. I mean, you'd think she launched the thing out of a potato cannon directly into a volcano the way some of these comments have been rolling in, but I'm probably more in this comment camp myself. They made this and then edited and posted it. A lot of time to rethink. Just gross to use your kid in this way for views.
That I agree with. Yeah, that's reasonable. I think it's like, it's stupid. Like, you're being dumb. You shouldn't be fucking around with that kind of shit. That part's fair, for sure.
Even more interesting is that her toddler is 18 months old now, and as you can see from the beginning of the video, she says, throwback to when Gunner, of course his name is Gunnar, was 1 month old, and Hank thought storking our newborn around in a blanket was just a great idea around his wife who had postpartum anxiety, end quote. So maybe she initially had a gut instinct that this video might be a little bit out of pocket. But enough time has gone by now. Who could possibly get mad, right? This was a year and a half ago at this point, and I'm having a slow content week, so post. Well, she would go on to regret that decision because Reddit got what they wanted. And after spamming CPS with complaints, they showed up at her house and took her child away from her, which then led to her making this video and posting it to TikTok.
I don't even know how I'm gonna start this. Right now, we're dealing with a situation where Gunnar has been taken from us until CPS can evaluate our home. Because I posted a video of my husband and son playing. That video was strewed in a way as to people thinking that we were abusing our child.
Regardless of how you feel about the Saran Wrap video, one thing will always remain true, and that is you need to be mindful of what you put on the internet involving your kids.
True.
Because nobody knows better what is good for your child than a childless Redditor that will rally their army of autist friends to spam CPS until they take your child away from you. There's a reason I don't turn the camera on when I strap my 4-year-old to the roof of my car with bungee cords and go Tokyo drifting in a hurricane. It would make a great video, but I know better. Hi, Reddit. I'm totally kidding. Please don't call CPS. I use duct tape, not bungee cords.
When Gunnar was like laughing and smiling, and it was just a funny thing to...
Yeah, it would have been a really good... That would have actually been like an alpha move if she decided to plug her OnlyFans while she was making this video. That would be fucking based as hell.
Hank did because Gunnar was getting into like the stove that day and like tried putting a fork in a socket and like
Hank... Get socket protectors. Like it was like not even 2 years old. Fucking, of course they're gonna do dumb shit. That's kids.
Like playfully wrapped him in clean wrap. He had room to move. Like he looked like a little worm, like a little cucumber.
Oh, he was a little cucumber? Oh, that's so cute.
More like a cucumber.
With? Cute little cucumber. For what it's worth, I mean, if your kid...
Well, I guess only in the way that cucumbers are very tightly wrapped and they can't move when they're... What the fuck?
Just putting things in the sockets, you can just get socket protectors, right? You don't need to dress them up like a little cucumber.
He was at no point in distress.
Listen. I'm assuming that this military family can't protect those sockets unless they got oil in them. And if there's no oil in those sockets, then they're not going to run their pockets. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just get some fucking socket protectors. Like, what the hell? Wrapping them up like that? Like, just wrap them in a towel. What a weird event. I feel like it was for content. And then they might have made an edit, because it sounds like they made it like a while ago and they never posted it. So it sounds to me like they made it for content and then they decided not to post it at one point. And then they're like, you know, fuck it, let's post it. It's funny. So you just shouldn't have posted it.
Or crying or anything like that. Like, we would never hurt our son. Like, we would never hurt our child. He's the best thing that has like ever happened to us.
Except that OnlyFans money,
like,
am I right?
Yesterday, so like I posted that video like 2 days ago, and like the response that it gotten was positive. So like I didn't even know like that somebody had thought it was bad until yesterday when cops showed up at our door and separated us as a family. Like we went down and
I do feel bad for this woman,
thinking that like Gunnar was gonna like be returned to us that day. And that like CPS would do their investigation and see that our home is safe, and that we meant our child no harm. I don't know what to do, whether to stay quiet or post a video or like.
I wonder if there is more going on there, because that was like my initial thought, or if it's that Reddit contacted them so many times they felt like they had to do something, because there was like almost public pressure. You know what I mean? I wonder which one of those is true.
Private my social media because of the amount of hate that I'm getting.
Now, as a parent, I take no joy in seeing her torn up over this. I imagine it's incredibly traumatic to have your son forcibly taken by strangers and feeling like there's nothing you can do in that moment. Sure. Maybe even more traumatic for the child, honestly. And I don't know exactly how it works, but I assume CPS is required to take the child while they follow up on the complaints and conduct their investigation. Also, though, I don't understand the need to immediately run to TikTok to post a video like this. If I'm in her position, I am shutting my shit down so fast until my family affairs are in order.
I get what what Leon's saying, and I could partially agree with it, but also this woman is like getting canceled on social media, so it makes sense for her to make a social media response, especially since there's literally nothing that she can do. You know, because honestly, from seeing it, it seems like it's probably not like a bad mom or bad parents that did like a bad thing, right? Fuck, I didn't mean that. And that's the thing. We all, you know, people aren't bad inherently, and sometimes good people do bad things, just like sometimes bad people do good things. And you know, I think it seems disproportionate if there literally is no other context of something happening. But like that's part of her thing is like, yeah, guys, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like I get it. Like I can understand where she's coming from. Yeah, I feel bad for her because I don't think that like she did it maliciously. That's the thing. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't think people. I think that for the most part, people they make decisions in a non-malicious manner, unless they're inherently malicious people. But that's like a whole other thing you'd have to prove. So I don't think that she did this maliciously, and now she lost her kid, which is sad. You know, and they're doing like probably being more thorough because of Reddit, I would imagine, because Reddit got involved, and like or rather not because of Reddit specifically, but because they feel like they have to. Do like more to because there's like public pressure on this particular topic, or maybe somebody just really doesn't like her TikTok. I don't know. One of those two. You never know.
I just don't see any upside to continuing to post.
Like some people are taking this video out of context and like not even knowing. Hey, I make zero money off of my social media. My TikTok is not monetized like at all. I don't make any money off of my kid. I just post.
Well, I mean. That doesn't necessarily matter. First of all, I don't even believe that. But that doesn't necessarily matter. And the only reason I'm saying that is because you still get views, and those can be very addictive for people. You don't make money, huh? I kind of feel like that's not true. I'm going to go check out her Instagram. I'm going to go check that out. I'm going to see if there's an OnlyFans linked to her Instagram. Because... if I could spell it right. Whatever. Because then it would be like her TikTok fame would be a way for her to plug that. So
Post little vlogs sometimes and like little pieces of like our life together. And I just feel really helpless in this situation. I feel so dumb for posting that and like thinking it was just like a cute family video and then it turning into this. I know that people are gonna hate me or like just like have a
yeah, her OnlyFans is linked to it. Listen, I'm not. Listen, okay, I'm not sitting here being like, oh my god, you're using your kid to promote your OnlyFans, because I don't think it's like that. I don't know her videos, if they're appropriate, like whatever, who cares? Her kid's in there. She just happens to have a video, like she probably has like somewhat wholesome content with her kid and her husband on there, and then she happens to link an Instagram to it to promote her OnlyFans. Like that's fine. Like I don't care about that. But to say that you don't make money off of this when you have like a link tree that has OnlyFans, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and then something else, presets, oh, pictures, timeless what the fuck is this? Oh, she's a photographer as well. It's very clear that your TikTok is a pretty integral part of your business. So to sit here and say that the views don't matter from a monetary perspective is like ignorant, because obviously they do. They don't matter in a direct sense, but they're still a plug, right? It's still a plug for it. It's still part of it. So
opinions on this, and like I absolutely understand that. I just want people to know that like I love that little boy more than anything in the whole world, and I would never hurt him, never ever, and neither would my husband. We made a mistake, and
yeah,
we don't deserve to get our child taken away because of it.
So, pretty heavy video, and of course there's sociopaths in the comments that think she's faking her emotion to this whole thing. He was not laughing, just like you're not crying. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm a bit of an optimist, but it feels like she's genuinely upset that her son got taken by CPS.
Yeah, no, I kind of like this guy. I kind of like this young guy. I've only watched like 2 videos, and he just seems like a normal fucking person. Yeah, there's this really bad trend on the internet of people assuming the worst intentionality and assigning that worst intentionality to everything that happens as often as possible. It's honestly, it's unhinged behavior. Just fucked up.
I could be crazy. I don't know. And it's worth noting that the video we just watched did go quite viral on TikTok a day or 2 ago, and she subsequently privated her TikTok account, probably because she was still getting a slew of hate. In fact, when I was researching a bit earlier, her account was still privated. However, since then, she unprivated the account and returned with this post.
Oh, okay. The kid's back. Good. That's good. Good. Okay.
CPS cleared us of wrongdoing and determined our home with us is a safe one for our son. Despite that, a hard lesson was learned, a mistake we will never make again. This weekend was extremely traumatic for us as a family, and we'll be taking time away to heal. If the over-under on her time away is...
That's fair. I mean, that I think is part, like, she made a mistake. And you know, she got a little bit of a scare, which I think is fair. and then the world moves on. Okay.
These 2 days, I'm taking $1,000 on the under. People like this are just too addicted to the validation, the dopamine you get from the comments and the likes and stuff. Listen, I get it. I feel that sometimes too, but you know what? I hope she takes a little bit longer. Take a couple weeks. If you're truly not making money off of this, why? You know what I'm saying? Why keep putting yourself through it? Just keep doing the OF if that's where the real bread is. So after the investigation, obviously her son was returned to her, which I think was the rather obvious result. Yeah. And here we are. The conversation around this continues to be pretty divided in the comments on Reddit, etc.
$1.99 off topic. I tried the Mr. Beast bar and it was mid.
Yeah, well, of course, it's Mr. Beast bar. He makes stuff for accessible stuff for everybody. You know what I mean? Of course, it's gonna be mid, bro. You know what I'm saying, dude? Of course, it's gonna be mid, Brett.
As is often the case on the internet, we operate at the extreme ends of every spectrum, where nuance goes to die. True. Parenting is a delicate subject for sure, and it's a tough job. So it opens up a lot of room for people to disagree on what is right and what is wrong. Should they have saran wrapped their child and posted it to the internet for likes? Definitely not. But a lot of parents make dumb mistakes. They just don't film it and post it online willingly.
That's true.
Should they have had their child taken from them in response to that video? Probably not. But they did. And I bet they'll think very carefully what they decide to post moving forward, which may be the silver lining in this case for their child's future. One thing I know for sure is that if I was a toddler...
I think that people are just obsessed with abuse on the internet, and they want things to be abused. They want those parents to be abusive and bad people, because then it gives them, it makes them feel good and self-righteous. That's the unfortunate reality. So that's probably what the real perspective is. I'm curious about the Aunt Karen video now.
I would much rather my mom stalk me in a saran-wrap straitjacket for 5 minutes than post countless videos of herself bouncing on a veiny footlong that are going to live forever in the Matrix. But I don't know anything. I'm just an adult child that talks to a monkey doll because he has no friends.
It's honestly pathetic.
You know what? You can go. Thanks for watching. Please thrust that like button and subscribe if you're feeling rather generous. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Okay. Crazy. Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a like. I'm actually curious about the Aunt Karen videos really quick. I want to see what her take is on it. Okay. Let's see.
I want to offer a trigger warning because this feels like abuse.
Yeah, spoken like a true fucking chungus. Yeah, it doesn't feel like abuse. It just feels inappropriate, but okay. Let's see. I want to see the take, and I want to see the follow-up take. Okay. I'm just waiting for the audio to go through.
Is a vet. Her husband is in the military. And I'm sorry, I don't understand what's funny here. I don't understand how putting your toddler in an uncomfortable position, pushing him, is funny, and then posting it for views. Not only did you not do this just for your own entertainment, you thought this was going to be everybody's entertainment. This is why I don't like family channels like this, because they will go through any lengths to put their children in terrible positions for clout and views. So this is me definitely calling you guys out. Prepare for Karen's court. I want to offer a...
I'd end it with cringe. Okay, that's fine.
Respectfully, but...
I made the biggest mistake of my life posting the video genuinely, and truly he was laughing and smiling, and he was out of the plastic in under 5 minutes. Oh, that's what the girl responded with to her.
Disrespectfully, Savannah... Do you realize that at no point he looked like he was smiling and laughing in that video? Because if that was your intent to show, you did not show that at all. Do you know how hot that plastic must have been for him?
Okay, because now you're going too far. I was like, damn, I have to agree with Aunt Karen here, even though I don't like her because she's a bad person. But now, what hot, the heat? We're going to go on a tangent now.
I don't think you truly understand it. Two grown adults wrapping a child in plastic and posting it on social media. And now you want to say this is your biggest mistake? I agree with you.
Mistake.
I definitely agree with you on that part. But I doubt he was in there for more than 5 minutes. I doubt that. I think it's sad.
You realize you're agreeing with her there, and you probably don't mean to, right?
He was in there for more than 5 minutes. Agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that part. But I doubt he was in there for more than 5 minutes.
She's trying to say that she doubts that the kid was there for under 5 minutes, but she said it the wrong way, and unintentionally agree with her.
Doubt that. I think it's sad that this is your response. I think you need to really reevaluate yourself as a mother, as a parent, and who your partner is, because both of y'all thought that was a good idea. Yeah. As far as the consequences, it is.
Frankly, I think that we should kill people who make mistakes, in my opinion. I think that's probably the best way to operate with everything. Assume the worst and... what the fuck's happening here? You're being an unhinged psychopath.
above me now. You made it public. I'm giving my opinion.
Okay.
And in the eyes of the court of public opinion,
and the court of Aunt
you
Karen,
have no say on this anymore.
And the court of Aunt
Respectfully,
Karen,
but disrespectfully, Savannah.
Okay.
Do you realize that
it's like
no hate to this commenter because she is defending me, but if y'all think that I am going to apologize to a woman who sarammed
I don't care.
members of the jury.
All right, it's enough of that. Cool. I will say though, gotta love this outfit. Like the Karen's court thing is, it's very funny and pathetic at the same time. Wow, embarrassing for her. Okay, well that was an interesting video. Like I said, the parents shouldn't have been doing that. But I don't think that she's like a bad person. She just made a mistake and shouldn't have made that public. So that's that.
I want Papa Gut to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.